some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Badgers will kick it away to start. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Crimson Tide offense takes the field to start things off. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Well, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
Let's talk about Alabama. One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat. And the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win. And if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds, and then what happens? Sometimes you lose the locker room. So important to get off to a good start. Try to quiet some of those haters and some of those doubters.
We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer. But you want to find a guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Back to pass. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
How about this defense? Coming out, you know you've got a challenge on your hand, and you're talking about coming out ready, hair's on fire, ready to play. You can tell, dropping back, great coverage. They know this guy's great. They know he can spin it. They're sitting on the coverage, waiting on it. They win the first check early. Give the defense some credit. They were ready for this great quarterback.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. The give to the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know we only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game.
There he goes. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
We always talk about Yak, and that was third and very manageable. They were just throwing the ball to the sticks, just trying to pick up a simple first. But when you've got playmakers like that can do things after the catch, any play could be an explosive one, and you saw it right there. Tremendous job getting it to him early, and he does the rest.
He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. The Badgers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. From the gun. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. It's complete on the right side. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield. But how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? Give to the running back. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He wants to change this route. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Wisconsin.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. He's got him. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
3rd and short, just what the doctor ordered. Toss play, good job up front by the offensive line, getting a bit of a push, and they get the first down.
They'll give it to him again. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Final play of the quarter coming. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They'll knock him down behind the line, and that's how we'll end this quarter. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead, and they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Big turning point as we head into the 2nd and get this game rolling again. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. Makes the tackle at the 32, but they were backed up inside their 20, and they pick up 15.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Pulls it in. It's Addison. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Looking downfield on first down. Throws for the tight end. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. Let's talk about Alabama. They had some holes to fill on the roster. They've gone into the portal. They brought in a pretty decent haul. How good do you think this staff feels right now addressing those areas of need, David?
Well, I think you feel really good about bringing in quality depth, experienced depth. But now the trick is to merge it with your other guys and everybody get on the same page, and moving in the same direction.
The coaching staff is so excited, too. They feel like if they can stay healthy, they can take an extra step versus where they were a year ago because of these new bodies they found through the portal.
3rd and short coming here right from the midfield stripe. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his big tight end. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Working that left side. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone Now from inside the red zone. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Out of the gun, the inside give. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And this one is perfect. This is now a 7-point game.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, baby.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on third down. There he goes. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
I tell you what, fullbacks are kind of dying breeds. You just don't use them very much. So when you bring them in the game, a lot of times you bring them in the game to be physical and stout blockers. And then occasionally, when you give them the ball in those short yardage situations, you say, go get me a first down, big fella.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And what a job by the defense, seeing the quarterback throw the football, break on the football, no space allowed. As soon as he catches it, defender meet ball carrier and gets him on the ground.
Even if they don't confirm, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on fourth down. It's third and long from the 45. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jones. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold on.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. And now on second down for this offense. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. And he'll be brought down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Wants to throw on third. Makes the catch. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
So now it's 2nd and long. Gonna look downfield again. Throws to the tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, giving up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play...
It's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off.
Man, that's a big mistake. And listen, I'm still going to force feed my playmakers. If I'm that quarterback, I'm that OC, I'm walking over to that guy and be like, listen, it's okay. It's a little bit of a mistake. We're still going to find ways to get you the rock. You're too important to this team not to give you the football.
They'll get this drive started from the 29. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Defense came on the field with fresh legs, and here on just the 2nd play of the drive, they're able to get a sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Complete to the left. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds his tight end. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. 3rd down coming up after that completion. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pass is incomplete here on 3rd down, but there is a flag. Let's check it out.
Holding.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Tuscaloosa. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in T-Town.
Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. Looking for blockers. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They haven't really been able to line up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
To the air on second down. Got it in the middle. It's Jones. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Nice move to pick up yardage. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on an in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field. That's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass.
And look, I know this offense made some adjustments at halftime. They couldn't wait to get back out on the field and try to generate a score. But their defense is playing lights out. So to me right now, this is a no-brainer. After the incompletion on third, just punt it away and let your defense eat.
And that decision will be questioned for a while. Here comes that Alabama offense. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. There is little that warms the heart of a defender like a strip sack. Even better if you get the ball.
And I like the awareness of this defender on the play because he knew he might not actually get to the quarterback and make the hit, but he was able to still swat away, use those long arms to create the turnover.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They'll start this drive going to the air.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, it's picked off, and boy, did this D need that.
It's just part of playing the position, and that's an interception this young man's going to learn from. That's the first interception he's thrown in his college football career, and guess what? Probably not going to be his last. You got to turn the page and learn from it.
So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. Going right to work up top. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll give it to the back. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Finds his man. It's Addison. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. They're going back to the ground. He's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage again, and this just hasn't been his day. Nowhere to run. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Nice job getting to the QB there. The best Wisconsin defenses always seem to have a game breaker and a difference maker. This guy can be that for this unit. But you think back to the Watt brothers, right? TJ, JJ, nobody could block those guys one-on-one, and they just ruined coordinators' game plans offensively.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He's already made 1 field goal, but this one is going to need a big leg. A 50-yard attempt coming. And this one splits the uprights. That'll bring him to within 4. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Catch in the middle. It's Jones. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. Makes the grab. Oh, he's got some space. The 20. What a play there, and he's got it all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
And those sting for offenses, man. You've got an opportunity to get in the end zone, to get the touchdown. It's not easy. It's hard to get guys open. He comes open, and the quarterback, man, I bet he wishes he had that one down.
Big fella moving. Touchdown, Badger. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the 2nd half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead. Now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Duke is down big on the scoreboard, and for a program that traditionally struggles to score, I think we know where this one is headed. They're trailing by 14 to Tennessee. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He steps out of bounds at the 16, but now they have some room to operate. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker, who is so important to this team.
That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. To the air on first down. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Wants to keep it in the air. Fires one high and deep. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. They'll start this drive going to the air. Using the quick game. Breaks into the open. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
At the 40, there he goes. He's loose. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
And that's 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Just continuing to find the end zone, continuing to make plays. This guy is on pace for a great season. He's put the college football world on notice.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes courtesy of an explosive play in the passing game from 60 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. So first down will open up the final period. They'll throw it from the red zone. He's got it on the run. Touchdown time! A great catch and run for 6. They'll try to tack one more on their score. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I'll tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fellow, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target. They'll make the big play, get the touchdown.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The give to the tailback. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Play callers love it offensively when you can run the football when the other team knows you're going to do it. That is called imposing your will. And here in the fourth quarter with the lead, very first play of the drive, you break off a nice run. He might just call the exact same play right again here.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. He's looking to throw. Rushes on him. He's got an open man. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. The Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try it on the ground, running the counter. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line. Being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. The short hands, it's Flower. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
Leaves it with the running back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going. You're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football. You preserve the lead. You got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done. 3rd and 2, trying to be physical, trying to win the battle up front. Almost there, Palmer, just short, 4th and inches.
Yeah, and he was so disappointed he didn't pick up that first. He's looking over the sidelines right now, asking for the ball again here on 4th.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. And the Badgers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. The give as they work on that clock.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The Badgers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. He's got it on the move. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Badgers!
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the fourth. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. South Carolina is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Jadeveon Clowney had a hand in getting this kid to Columbia, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? They're trailing by 12 to Appalachian State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. Unless there is a dramatic turn of events, this is not going to be a way to cool off that hot seat.
And they're going to have to be able to handle adversity and handle the outside noise moving forward because
turning it on!
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
He'll throw on third down. Looking deep down the right side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. Less than a yard to go for a first down, and the offense will remain on the field. Needs it to keep this drive alive. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Alabama quickly back to the line.
Gotta love the physicality on fourth down and short. You know what's coming. They hand the football off to the running back. No secret, but he plays physical, gets behind his pads, and gets the first down.
Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Wants to throw on first down. Plucks it out of the air. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Addison. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Got his man to the left. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Firing to the right, complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
The one thing you know about this offense, they're going to keep fighting, right? They're down on the scoreboard right now, but they're trying everything they can. Nice job there, finding a way to score that touchdown. And listen, we've seen crazier things happen before in college football. This thing ain't over until there's zeros on the clock.
Lining up to add another. Splits those uprights right in half. They're definitely up against it. Time running out. Down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Looking downfield on first down. A little screen to the running back. Past the 30. There he goes. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
It doesn't matter what the defense has tried to do. Man coverage, zone coverage, blitz, whatever. Quarterback has been locked in. 350 passing yards now.
They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. He fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play, tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense, not quitting on the play.
And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
And with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the fourth. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. First play of the drive, wants to throw. It's complete to the left. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Pressure coming. The flag flies in as this one falls incomplete. We'll see who it's on.
Illegal forward pass.
You can't do that. An illegal forward pass will cost the offense 5 yards. Lining up to convert 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. And they spike it and get the clock stopped.
QB spikes the ball to stop the clock.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long.
2nd down.
Wants to go up top. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field.
Number 10 on to kick it away.
Now on the return. They bring him down. Strong effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a period on this one. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be close. Couple of teams of this caliber, but boy, what a statement by the underdog in this one.
And there's going to be a big movement in the rankings after that performance. That team that got the win today, they are going to get moved ahead of their opponent. It's one thing to beat a ranked opponent, David. It's one thing to blow the doors off them. That was impressive.
It's impressive. It's huge for them. Obviously, we know what's going to happen when they're going to move up the charts, but the other side is equally as depressing. I mean, they're going to fall like a rock. This wasn't even a competitive game. This is a bad day, and the rankings will reflect it when they come out.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.